Voiceover, calm and reflective in the quiet corners of the city. Before the world fully wakes, his day begins. A gentle hum of motorbikes, the soft clinking of boxes being tied down. It's a rhythm he knows well, a cycle that restarts with every sunrise. He is just one of many, a fleeting figure in the urban landscape. Yet his journey is a thread woven into the fabric of countless lives. Every morning, he begins again. It's just another day, another door. Each delivery is a brief encounter. A quick nod, a polite smile, a simple exchange of goods for gratitude. He sees the city come alive through these small moments, a child waving from a window, an elderly couple sharing a laugh, the hurried footsteps of someone late for work. He is a silent observer, a carrier of meals and messages, a constant presence in a world that is always moving. But there is one door unlike any other. Tucked away in a quiet alley at the end of a long, dim corridor stands a pale brown wooden door. It's here that his routine takes on a different meaning. He arrives each day at the same time, placing a warm lunchbox on the cool tile floor. He doesn't knock, doesn't call out. He just waits. A moment later, a small handwritten note that simply says "Thank you" appears, along with the exact payment, slid silently from underneath the door. He never sees the face, never hears the voice, only the whisper of the paper on the floor and the faint sound of footsteps fading away inside. Days melt into weeks, and weeks into months. The city changes its clothes with the seasons. Rain streaks down the alley walls, the sun bakes the pavement, and the glow of streetlights paints the evenings in neon hues. Through it all, the ritual remains unchanged. The brown door, the lunchbox, the silent exchange. He starts to find a strange comfort in this anonymity. He imagines the person on the other side, perhaps elderly, perhaps shy, perhaps simply someone who prefers solitude. Sometimes, a soft smile plays on his lips as he turns to leave, a quiet acknowledgement of the bond they share. A connection built on trust and consistency, without a single word ever spoken between them. This silent, predictable routine becomes a small, warm anchor in his otherwise chaotic day. Then, one afternoon, the pattern breaks. The familiar ping of a new order never arrives on his phone. He finds himself riding through the city, an unease settling in his chest. He drives past the familiar alley, his eyes drawn to the building, parks his bike, almost on instinct, and walks down the quiet corridor. The space in front of the brown door is empty. The silence feels different today, not peaceful, but hollow. He stands there for a long time, holding an insulated bag that feels unusually light, an unfamiliar sense of loss creeping over him. The afternoon shadows stretch long and dark down the hallway, and for the first time, the door feels cold and distant. Why does this absence, this break in a simple routine, leave him feeling so strangely empty? A few days later, he's in the same building for another delivery when the apartment manager, an older, kind-faced man, stops him. "Hey, you," he calls out. "Could you give me a hand? Need to clear out this unit?" He gestures towards the pale brown door, the door he knows so well. With a hesitant nod, he follows the manager inside. The door creaks open, revealing a small, sparse, but impeccably tidy room. The air is still. Sunlight streams through the window, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. On a small table, a stack of cleaned empty lunchboxes is piled neatly, each one a memory of a meal shared in solitude. And next to them, in a simple frame, is a photograph of a middle-aged woman. She has kind eyes and a gentle, unassuming smile. The manager sighs softly. She lived alone. ... She was a quiet one. After her husband passed, she rarely went out. "You know, I think the only person she really talked to in her own way was you." The words hang in the air, heavy with unspoken meaning. He looks at the photograph, then at the stack of boxes. A life lived behind a closed door, punctuated by the daily arrival of a meal. He suddenly understands. It wasn't just delivering food. He was delivering a connection, a small, consistent sign that someone out there knew she existed. He reaches into his bag and pulls out the last lunchbox he had prepared, just in case. He gently places it on the table next to her picture. A final meal, a final gesture. He takes a long look around the quiet room, a silent farewell to the stranger he felt he knew so well. He gives a slow, respectful bow of his head, then turns and walks out. As he walks down the corridor, the golden light of the setting sun pours through the windows, casting a warm, ethereal glow. The door clicks shut behind him, a soft, final sound. Outside, the city is bathed in the beautiful, melancholic light of dusk. He gets on his bike, the engine starting with a familiar rumble, and rides off into the evening traffic. The city continues to move, to live, to breathe. And in the heart of it all, a silent connection has ended, leaving behind not sadness, but the quiet, profound warmth of a kindness that asks for nothing in return. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, please consider liking and subscribing for more stories about the silent connections that bind us all.